If you've been thinking about teaching ESL online with an online company, then it's highly likely you spent some time thinking about what are the companies actually looking for during the application process. And it's actually possible you've been overthinking this. And I'm here to tell you that what you think you need probably isn't the same as what the recruiters are actually looking for. Many teachers who are just starting in the industry often think that they need years of teaching experience online and therefore don't take that first step applying with a company because they think, what's the point? I've never taught before, I'm not going to get hired anyway. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong, and companies actually are looking for specific skills that most of us already have from previous experience or other jobs or our personal life as well. We're going to look at what the recruiters actually want within the application process. My name's Catherine and I'm the owner and founder of the OET. I help support people, especially mums, start and succeed with an online ESL teaching career they can do from home around their families. Today's session, we are focusing on what recruiters are actually looking for when they review an online ESL teacher's application. So let's just start with a bit of the foundational basics. Most companies will set out their expectations on their website or their job post on, say, Facebook or LinkedIn, and it will state if they're looking for standardized things such as, do you have a degree? Do you have a TEFL certificate? Do you have specific teaching experience? Now, I know in the introduction I said that actually you don't need years and years of teaching experience. Well, that is true. When it comes to applying for companies that have the higher rates of pay, they are looking for more experienced teachers in order to offer that higher rate, and there's usually more requirements to that role, not just with teaching their students, but also creating lesson materials as well. So for a beginner, those kind of roles are not ideal for you, and you should be focusing on roles that are actually looking for the skills we're going to talk about in a moment. These generalized requirements will be listed in the job descriptions. So what is it that most recruiters are trying to find out when it comes to you submitting your application? So with an application, the standardized process is submit your CV, maybe an introductory video, then you might be invited for an interview which incorporates a demo lesson, and then obviously your onboarding if you are offered a position with the company. So within that process, recruiters generally are looking for specific things. Number one is, of course, clear communication. You are somebody who is going to be teaching English as a second language to people all around the world. Whether you're looking for a job with kids or adults, it doesn't matter. Clear communication is absolutely crucial. You need to be able to speak clearly with good pronunciation. Most companies actually look for quite a bland accent. You're easy to understand, and also when it comes to clear communication, it's not just how you speak, but the way that you explain new concepts so that students can understand and learn from you. So clear communication is number one, critically important. So we want to make sure that within our application, we are speaking naturally. We are trying to make sure that we enunciate as we speak, but also a slightly slower pace. Remember, it's likely that the recruiters also are native English speakers. So we need to just accommodate for that and speak at a slower pace during maybe the introductory video or our interview and demo lesson. Now, number two is a friendly and encouraging teaching style. Companies don't want to hire, particularly companies focusing with children as their student base, they don't want to hire somebody who's bored, doesn't want to be there, they've got an attitude, or maybe they just don't have a very friendly persona. So very strict, formal speaking. The point of an online class is that it's relaxed, it's inviting and welcoming. But especially when we teach children, we need to have that enthusiasm and encouragement to ensure that they are participating on their end. You are teaching through the tiniest camera that is only on a small screen on their end. It's likely that they're going to have other things going on around them whilst they're in their class that are distracting. So we want to have that encouraging and quite lively environment to keep their attention on you at all times. So teaching isn't just about phonics, grammar, language skills. It's also about creating that safe, warm, inviting environment where you're approachable as a teacher, you're engaging, you want to be there, and you're helping especially children who are feeling quite apprehensive and nervous to come into a class with you to relax. And when a student is relaxed, more likely to participate. And as we know, increased participation leads to increased progress. So having that positive attitude, that friendly environment makes a huge difference to our students, and recruiters are looking for that. How do you make them feel as you are teaching the demo lesson, for example? How does your personality come across in the introductory video? These are the points within your application where recruiters can tick off that requirement that they are looking for from you. So number 3 is reliability and professionalism. Companies don't want to hire somebody who is going to be calling in sick all the time, who isn't going to be attending classes on time. They want to know that they can rely on you and trust you to show up when you say you're going to show up. So online lessons can happen at different times, and we provide that schedule during the application process of when we are available to teach with that company. The hours that you are offering, if they book a class, you need to make sure that you show up. So you need to be punctual, you need to be prepared for lessons. So making sure that you're taking time to review the lesson materials before the class starts, and make sure that you are reliable with the schedule that you have offered. Students are depending on you to turn up on time. Their time is valuable, so is the company's, and if the company loses money because the student has decided to ask for a refund because you haven't turned up, then that money is going to come out of your paycheck. So it's really important that you are reliable and professional at all times. Number 4, being prepared. So this goes alongside with what we said before, preparing for those lessons prior to them starting. It's no good you showing up to class not knowing what you're going to be teaching. There might be some things that you're not quite familiar with yet as a brand new teacher. So it's important that you spend time before you're teaching to review that lesson material. Then you can answer any of the students' questions confidently that might crop up during the lesson. Ways that you can show that you are prepared are within the introductory video, for example. You can showcase some props that you might use within your online lessons and how you would use them with your students. You could also show within the demo lesson, if you've prepared for a demo lesson, you could make some props that accompany what you're going to be teaching in that time frame and showcase that you are prepared, you are enthusiastic about teaching, and you know what you are doing. Other ways that you can show teaching experience, even if you don't have that actual live teaching experience, is through things like your qualifications. Perhaps you've completed a TEFL or TESOL qualification. Maybe you could submit a sample of lesson plans if it's a case where you are being interviewed for an interview and demo lesson, but the company asks you to create the demo materials. That's a great way of showing your experience and professionalism and your creativity when it comes to preparing for a lesson. So these are just some examples of what you could do that shows that you understand teachers should take time to prepare for a lesson prior to that lesson starting. The next thing that recruiters are going to be looking for is your professional setup. And what I mean by that is not, a studio environment where you can teach from. You can teach from home. I've always taught my ESL classes from home. It's the perfect environment to do that. What I mean by that is ensuring that you have the right equipment that companies are looking for. Are you in an area where you have good lighting? So there's not any dark shadows on your face? What's the quality of the webcam like that you're teaching through? Can students see your mouth movements clearly so that they can copy and replicate those as they are learning new vocabulary? Are there any distractions around you? Is there lots of washing up or dirty clothes or disheveled bookcases all around you that's going to create a distracting environment for your students? Or do you have a clean environment where there are no distractions, so the student can focus their attention on you and the teaching materials? Do you have clear audio? Most companies are going to be requiring you to have a headset with a microphone attached, and all of that needs testing before an interview or demo lesson to ensure that it's all functioning well and working. That extra step of preparation can go a long way in deciding whether you are a teacher that that company wants to hire, or if something doesn't work, that could immediately lead to a rejection from that company, which is what we don't want. Making sure that your equipment is working, that you have the right equipment, and you have an environment that is suitable for teaching from with limited distractions and good lighting. All of these are things that the recruiter is going to be looking for, and they can often identify those through the demo lesson and interview. Recruiters are also going to be looking for, do you actually want to teach? Are you here because you want to make a difference, or are you here just for a paycheck? And they can identify this within your application, trust me. So generally, companies obviously want to hire somebody who actually cares about their students and wants to make a difference through teaching. And you can show this in a number of ways. You can show your enthusiasm and your reasons for teaching in your introductory video. You can share ideas through your interview questions, and even in your demo lesson, in your approach to the demo materials, you can showcase not only your teaching skills, but also your love for teaching as well. If you don't know if you actually are going to want to teach long term or not, you can still show that enthusiasm whilst you teach the demo materials as well. So students need that supportive, encouraging environment to do well, and that's why it's important that the teachers companies hire have that genuine interest in helping people learn and progress. So what are those important things that we just talked about? Recruiters are looking for clear communication. They're going to assess your pronunciation, your accent, how you come across as you talk. They're going to assess your friendly teaching style. Are you friendly? Are you encouraging? Is this a positive learning environment, or are you quite critical and strict in your teaching manner? Will you show up on time to your lessons? Can you be a reliable teacher with our company that will turn up on time and regularly rather than having regular cancellations? Can you prepare in advance for the lesson materials? Can you create some additional props that are going to support your students' learning rather than just repeating what's on the slides? Do you have some physical props that you can showcase on the screen to assist your students' understanding? Do you have a professional setup in terms of the right equipment, the right environment with limited distractions and good lighting? And finally, a genuine interest in becoming a good teacher and helping students progress with their English skills. So no, you do not need years and years of online ESL teaching experience in order to get hired with an online company. Everybody started somewhere, but showcasing these qualities can really help your application stand out among others and get you that first position, yet you are hired. If you want a bit more help and step-by-step support through each of the application process, I actually have application ready course inside the Teach and Thrive coaching membership. Inside this course, you have me guiding you every step of the way with resources and tools and training to help you create all of the assets you need to get hired with your first company. That includes your CV, your introductory video, interview question examples, going through a demo lesson, and materials to help you practice going forward with your own interviews and demo lessons when you have been invited to do one. So make sure you take a look at the link below and join the Teach and Thrive coaching membership, where you're going to gain lots of support to assist you in getting your first job as an online ESL teacher. Thanks so much, friends. I'll see you soon. Bye.